Julie Ryan, noted psychic and medical intuitive, is ready to answer your personal questions, even those you never knew you could ask. For more than 20 years, as she's developed and refined her intuitive skills, Julie used her knowledge as a successful inventor and businesswoman to help others. Now, she wants to help you grow, heal, and get the answers you've been longing to hear. Do you have a question for someone who's transitioned? Do you have a medical issue? What about your pet's health or behavior? Perhaps you have a loved one who's close to death and you'd like to know what's happening. Are you on the path to fulfill your life's purpose? No matter where you are in the world, take a journey to the other side and ask Julie Ryan.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ask Julie Ryan show. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm so delighted you could join us this evening. My intention in doing this show is to provide information, insight, and comfort to people all over the world by helping to answer life's unanswerable questions. And we have several callers on hold already. This evening we're taping the show. It's Thursday, April 12th. And beautiful here in Sweet Home, Alabama. I went for a walk late this afternoon, and my roses are blooming, and they're really starting to pop. They're looking really pretty. So I hope all of you that are really sick of winter start having some of this springtime come into your areas as well. Just as a reminder, in celebration of my 100th show, I'm giving away a free 1-hour private session valued at $155. I sound like QVC, don't I? And in order to enter the drawing, you just have to complete these 3 easy things by May 1st. Now I'm really sounding like an infomercial. Number 1, follow me on Instagram at AskJulieRyan. Number 2, write a review about why you like the podcast on iTunes at AskJulieRyan. And number 3, subscribe to my blog at AskJulieRyan.com. And then I'll pick a winner, and the winner's going to be announced on my 100th show, which is Thursday, May 3rd. So that's just in a couple of weeks. We're coming up on this, and it will be really fun to do that. And I so appreciate all of you listening to the show. For those of you that have called in, I appreciate you, and so does everybody else that listens to the show. And I was thinking, what can I do just to say thank you to all of you? And I thought a free 1-hour session is a good start, so that's what I decided. So remember to do that and get it in by May 1st. Okay, let's go to the phones, and that should be fun, and let's see who has what to say. Our first caller is Patty. Hi, Miss Patty.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm calling from Queens, New York.
Okay. What's going on up there?
Nothing much. It's hopefully next 2 days we're supposed to have warmer weather after all the bad winter we had.
You guys have gotten smacked this year, haven't you?
Yeah, 4 northeasterns in a row.
Gosh, have you ever do you remember ever that happening ever before?
No.
I was talking to somebody from Boston earlier, and she said the same thing. She said, I'm 60-something years old, and I have never, ever spent a winter like this in all my years in Boston. So, well, it tells you can survive anything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, even all that snow. Well, how may I help you this evening?
I just wanted to tell you this. A while back, I asked you, when I fractured my ankle back in December, I received an ambulance bill. Okay. Right. So I asked you, do you think that my insurance company will negotiate an amount to pay? And you said yes, that I will be able to afford it. Okay. So I got a letter 2 weeks ago from my insurance company. They're going to pay the balance of the bill, so I don't need to pay nothing.
Hallelujah! Wonderful.
Right. And the strangest thing that after I spoke to you, I felt the sense of relief, some positive energy. I was very confident that, okay, maybe I pay like $20, $30, $50, and I'd be okay. You know, it's like I had a sense, the way you said it, and the sense that I had after I spoke to you, because we're all intuitive. All of us are all intuitive. It's just some of us can't don't develop it, and some of us are afraid to develop it. So to me, I think all of us, you have to listen to your gut, and the way I felt and the energy I felt after I spoke to you, that everything was going to be okay, and it did.
Wonderful, wonderful. I agree with you. We're all born intuitive, and it's just learning to develop the intuitive ability. I've worked on this a lot over a lot of years. Got schooled, went to school for 6 years, all of that. But you're absolutely right. And the best evidence of that, Patty, is all of us have experienced the situation where we thought of someone and they either called or contacted us or texted us or something out of the blue, or we ran into them out of the blue. And we think, oh my gosh, I was just thinking of you. Well, duh, that's intuitive information coming in, that you're gonna run into that person, something's gonna happen with that person, and you get connected, you get on that person's frequency, and you're absolutely right. Well, congratulations. I'm thrilled for you. How's your foot?
It's better. I just had some X-rays. It's still not healed. I just had some X-rays done on Monday. I just got the report today. That's not healed that much, but I can walk on it. So I don't understand what the X-rays were saying, but I can walk on it. That's the most important thing. But it does hurt when the cold weather happens. Or when right before it rains. But in 2 weeks, I got to call you back because it's my birthday in 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I got to call you up. I'm going to call you up the day before to see what you see for my birthday.
Okay.
For the new year. Right. Wonderful. Because think about it. I just, for New Year, everybody says January 1st is a new year. Your birthday is a new year.
You're right.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
if you're a different age. Yes. All right. So I'll call you in 2 weeks.
Okay. Thanks for that update. I really appreciate the validation. Everybody that does this line of work, we all just give the information that we get, but the human side of us always really appreciates validation. So it means the world to me that you took the time to call and let me and everybody else know that it all worked out well for you. So
and it did, like the way you said it.
Yeah, thanks so much. Okay, Patty, take care.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see who's next. Our next caller is Brent. Hi, Brent.
Hello, Julie. Hi.
How are you, sir?
I'm awesome.
Terrific. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
All right. What's going on over there?
It snowed on. It's 80 today, and it's going to be 30 degrees on Saturday.
Oh my gosh! Oh no! Oh no!
So wait 5 minutes; it'll do different.
Oh my gosh! Well, we experience that here in Alabama. There are days when I have the air conditioning on during the day and the furnace on at night. It's crazy. How funny. Well, stay tuned because it'll change if you don't like it, right?
Absolutely, that's it. Wait 5 minutes.
Terrific. Well, good. Well, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I have a little issue going on with my elbow these days, and I'm finally thought, well, maybe I should get some other views on it because it's not getting better like I'd like it to. And I'm here just to see if there's anything else I've missed.
Okay. May I ask you a question first before
Sure.
I scan your elbow? How is your mother-in-law? Last time we talked to you, your mother-in-law was dying, I believe, in London or in England. And how is she? Did she pass? What's going on there?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. You were fairly accurate. I mean, I was trying to do some calculations, if you will, from what you said and whatnot, and I was about a week off, and it was
Okay.
So you were
Good.
right on. And she passed, and it was nice. The people who had to be there were there.
Great.
And
Perfect.
that was good.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Have you read my book yet, Angelic Attendance?
No,
You had a chance
I have
to
not.
read that yet? Get it for your wife. You can get it from my site, AskJulieRyan.com, and there's links to Amazon. You can get through Barnes & Noble on the Right. All of that. And frankly, I think it's in some libraries now, and I have tomorrow morning will submit the audiobook to the distributors, so it'll be up on Audible and iTunes and Amazon, and I think it's about 15 or 20 different outlets, the library outlets, university outlets. But buy one for your wife and give it to her to read, because I have more and more and more people tell me that they're gifting my book to people who either have just lost a loved one and are grieving, and or people who are going through the dying of a loved one, whether it's happening quickly or whether it's prolonged. I'm getting more and more emails from people saying, oh my gosh, this is so comforting to the people that I've given this to, let alone, all of us are going to be facing it someday. So I recommend that you consider doing that, just kind of as a loving thing to do for your wife. And then that way, when she's done, you can read it too.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I wrote that book, because I've worked with so many families with a loved one who's dying that just about every one of them says, before I release the book, they say, please, please, please write this stuff down, because it just provides so much comfort to the family. And so I found the golden ovaries to do that, Brent. Women have
remember that one.
Men have breast balls and women have golden ovaries. And it took a lot of courage for me to do that, because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to put myself out there. People are going to think I'm nuts. But it's been very, very well received, and the whole point was to bring comfort to people. So, all right, I'm going to get you on my radar. Let's check out what's going on with your elbow. And how this works, to those of you who are first-time listeners, is I raise my vibrational level to the level of spirit. We are all spirits in a body having a human experience. And when our spirits are in our bodies, we vibrate at a slower rate. So I turn this ability on and off at will, like what Patty was talking about. We all have intuitive capabilities. I've just developed mine over 25 years. And so I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to watch a laser beam go from my body here in Alabama. It's going to hook into Brent in Oklahoma. I'm going to shoot energy from his feet up through the top of his head, and it's going to be as if I have a big screen in my head, and I'm looking at an X-ray or a CT scan or an MRI. And we'll see what's going on. Okay, Brent? So
yes, ma'am.
Here we go. Laser beams heading out to you in Oklahoma, in the Will Rogers state, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Never met a man he didn't like, or something like that. Wasn't that his slogan?
Correct.
Okay, got you. All right. So interesting. You showed up on my radar from behind. I have a rear view of you. Normally, when I shoot energy through somebody, and everybody, what Brent looks like is a hologram of himself. It's almost like I'm looking at an X-ray, but he looks like a hologram. And but your backside showed up, so I'm looking at the rear view here, and to me, the energy always goes where it's most needed. First, it went to your right elbow. Is it your right elbow that hurts, or your left elbow?
It's my left elbow. Okay,
well, the energy went to your right elbow, which is interesting. Sometimes I get confused on that if I'm looking at you from the front, but it went to the right elbow. So first of all, you're not really all that turned on. It's like your energy, that sounds sexual and I don't mean it to.
I understand.
Yeah. It's like you're working on low power. Are you feeling some fatigue, or, are you kind of dragging?
Well, now, yes and no. Well, yes. I've, since we last talked, I'm not sure if you knew this or not, but since last talk, I have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism. My radiation treatment nuked my thyroid. Okay. So there's that, and I've been experiencing a lot of issues at work, if you know what I mean, and it's been really not a good environment for a while.
Like wearing you out, basically.
Yeah, bad.
Okay, all right. So you look like you're working on about a 40-watt light bulb instead of a 200-watt light bulb, which is what I normally see with people. So what I'm going to do first, Brent, is I'm going to shoot energy through you to get your energy level up higher, and that'll give you some more pep. Interestingly enough, my blog this morning that I'm going to read here in a little bit is about Hashimoto's and hypothyroidism. So, we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But I know you're on my blog list. Did you get a chance? You probably haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I think it'll be interesting for you. It has several links of things that you can do to help yourself feel better. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the right elbow. Okay, I think somebody just joined us, so let me mute that person here. Okay, so what's going on with the right elbow? It's not inflamed, Brent, but it's got, do you ever have any pain or stiffness in your right elbow?
No. That's
All
been,
right.
I mean, yeah, that one works so far.
Okay. All right. I see a little bit of arthritis in it, so I'm going to clear it out just because I follow where the energy goes and went to your right elbow first. And what arthritis looks like is, have you ever seen a pipe that has a little bit of a leak, like maybe under your kitchen sink or something, where it gets that white crusty stuff on it, that kind of mineral deposit with
Right.
just a little teeny leak? You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
And kind of corrosion kind of stuff. That's what arthritis looks like in joints. And I'm an inventor of orthopedic surgery devices that are sold throughout the world. So I've seen this a bazillion times in actual surgeries. So I'm watching these get these little, I call them crunchies. They look almost like little teeny tiny pieces of rock salt, Brent, if you can imagine that, little crystals. So I'm getting those removed. So that's the healing happening on your right elbow, which we're heading off problems at the pass on this, I think. You've probably heard me say many times, somebody will call and say their left elbow hurts and the energy goes to your right knee or something completely unrelated. And this is a great example of that. But normally it means it's something that's more of a problem that let's deal with it before it becomes an issue.
All right,
so that's what that was. All right, let me go to the left side. I'm still looking at you from behind. Did you injure it? Now, that's inflamed, but the right side was more of an issue than the left. See where I'm going with this? Even though the left side's inflamed. So it looks red. Looks like red fog over your elbow. So I'm going to put anti-inflammatory energy on it, which is kind of a royal blue color, to get that calmed down so I can see what's going on. Did you injure it, or it's just starting to hurt, or what's going on with it?
Not that I'm aware of. However, it's been a problem for a few months, and it's getting to the point where I can't pick things up. And yes, and it's been, I've been doing chiropractic work and whatnot, and it's, not fixing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first thing I got was a little tiny bone chip in there. Your ligaments are raw. I mean, they're inflamed, so I'm going to get those calmed down too. But you have a little teeny tiny bone chip on the back side, which is why you presented with a rear view on my x-ray in my head. You've got a little teeny bone chip. So what I'm watching in this healing, Brent, is I'm watching stem cell energy fill in this little chip on your elbow. And what stem cell energy looks like to me is, imagine clear fog with sparkles in it. Imagine Tinkerbell blowing her fairy dust into clear fog, and that energy will regenerate whatever it needs to, whether it's bone or tissue or ligaments or organs like heart organs or, the heart or liver or whatever. It's some magical stuff, speaking of Tinkerbell. All right, so that's filled in. Okay, now there's this, what I call energetic bone cement. Again, I've seen this used in surgery a million times. It's actual bone cement that they put over bones to seal things. So this is sealing that healing energetically. And I've got the inflammation. So my guess is it hurts more in your forearm than in your upper arm based from what I'm seeing. Is that right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because those ligaments and everything are all really inflamed. So
yeah.
All right. Okay. What I'm seeing, Brent, is I think it would make sense for you to wear a sling for a week or two, just to give it some rest. And go buy a sling in the drugstore and wear that and let it heal. It's going to heal. I don't think you're going to need to do anything much more than that. But take it off when you sleep at night. But I would have it in a sling. And what it's going to do is it's going to support that elbow, but it's also going to keep you from using it and exacerbating the ligaments and tendons and stuff in your arm.
Yeah, but I've been trying to wear a sleeve. It didn't work too well.
Yeah. Yeah. You do what? Say that again?
I was trying to wear a sleeve, one of those, I guess it's compression sleeve. And a couple of nights, and it didn't seem to. It kind of left like marks on my arm and didn't feel good.
No, I think you just need to rest it for at least a week. I would prefer 2 weeks. And I see you in a navy blue sling, so I don't know what that's all about, but that's probably what you're going to find in the drugstore when you go buy one. Okay? So I hope that helps.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Yes,
Take care. All righty, you too. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see who's next. I believe Susie's next. Hi, Suze.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call, Julie.
You're welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I just, back in, September or something, I was mentioning I had a blocked salivary gland they had done a test on, and in December the doctor gave me the this antibiotic that's really strong. Let's see, it's clindamycin, and I didn't take it. I think I called you, and we maybe talked about how it wasn't infected at that time, so I didn't take the medication. And then now it is infected. I just came from him today, and it's now really infected with making a rash. The blocked salivary gland is now causing a rash on my neck. So I was about to start the clindamycin tonight, and he said if it doesn't work, then I may have to have surgery, and that can cause nerve damage and cause me not to be able to smile. So I'm just wondering if you can send the anti-inflammatory energy, and if you can see whether this antibiotic will work after 10 days and not have to have surgery.
Yeah, well, I get it will work right off the top of my head before I even get you on my radar. So
Yay.
I get that'll work. So please tell everybody where you're calling from.
San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay. All right. Here comes my laser beam. And are you on a speaker by any chance? We've got some interference in the background.
No, I'm just using my phone up to my ear.
Okay. All right.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm hearing it on my end, but that's all right. Okay. Laser beam heading to you in the Bay Area. Got you. Okay. I see inflammation on the right side.
It's on the left side.
Okay. I'm seeing inflammation on the right side. I don't know what's up. You're the second person in a row. Let me go again. I always go to what the energy goes to first, and let's deal with that. Let me get that inflammation down.
Okay.
And so I'm putting anti-inflammatory energy on there to get that calmed down. You bet. And see what's going on. I think that side might be headed for issues as well. So what I'm watching is this little auger that looks like a roto-rooter almost, like a corkscrew. And it's cleaning out that salivary gland on that side. So interesting.
Okay.
All right, let me go to the other side. Yeah, the other side's so inflamed it's purple, Suze. Holy moly. All right.
Yeah.
Did they give you anything like any kind of shots to numb it or anything? Is there anything that you've done along those lines? All right.
No, they did the scan, and then now I have this clindamycin to start, and he was going to give me 7 days, but now that it's so infected, he said take 10 days, and so I just wanted to make sure it was going to be okay to do that, and that I wouldn't have to have the surgery. Pardon me?
Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
Yeah, it does hurt, and it's got like a red rash on the skin. The skin's literally got a raised rash now from the inside.
Good heavens.
No.
I have never heard of that. But it's very, very rare that I see so much inflammation that it's almost turning purple. So I'm sure it hurts like crazy. So let me get the anti-inflammatory energy down. Okay. Yeah, the antibiotics are going to work. I'm getting at this moment in time you're not going to need surgery.
Great.
So I want you to really be cognizant about taking the ester C, 1,000 milligrams, and 50 milligrams of zinc 3 times a day. It's going to be an immune system booster for you. So it's going to help your body.
I've been taking that. Yeah, but I haven't been doing 3 times. I've been doing just 1 time, so that's good to know to do it 3 times.
Do it 3 times a day. And did you ever get a hold of any nystatin?
No, I asked my doctor, and she wouldn't prescribe it. I asked a couple of my doctors, and they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, just because they don't know about it. You want to get your hands on that. You want to take it every day because those antibiotics are just going to blow out your gut biome. All your good bacteria and stuff. It's just gonna.
Yeah, I got the VSL, the probiotic, the strong VSL one that they sell. So I do have that.
But that's good. But when the yeast takes over the probiotics, it doesn't matter because they're so outnumbered with the yeast. So you want to keep the yeast at bay. Find somebody that will prescribe the nystatin, Nystatin, everybody, is what we're talking about. It's an antifungal that kills yeast on contact. You can get it in pill form. I mean, for heaven's sakes, they prescribe it for babies that have thrush. And it's about as gentle as it comes, and it doesn't go systemic. But in the meantime, until you find somebody to prescribe that for you, Suze, I want you to eat a lot of coconut stuff. Do you like coconut?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, use organic, virgin olive oil, cold pressed. Olive oil, I want you to use coconut oil at least a couple times a day. Put it on your vegetables, put it on your salad. Really doesn't have much taste, but it's a natural antifungal. Okay?
Oh, good. Okay.
So that's going to help keep the yeasties down in your stomach. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I think you're going to heal just fine.
Oh, great. Good news. Okay.
All right. And how's your cat?
So much. My cat's good. No issues since you helped us last time, and now I keep the door closed and she doesn't get terrorized by the dog. I thought that was pretty funny that she was saying that 3 times. I thought she might have a drama queen for her cats, but that was really helpful. So
wonderful.
No issues since then. So thank you so much. Bless you.
Terrific. You are most welcome. Okay. Feel better.
Take care. Thank you.
Alrighty,
Will do.
bye-bye.
Take care. Okay. Bye.
We do this show every Thursday night. We record it every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-770-4160, and the access code is 533677# or hashtag. And you can find this information a bunch of different places. First place is on my website, AskJulieRyan.com. And if you scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see all this call-in information. You'll also see it in the show notes wherever you download podcasts. Each week I'll put a synopsis of what the show was about and some of the questions that were asked. And I always include the call-in information for future reference. So look on your phone or look on your tablet or your laptop or your desktop computers and just go to the show notes and you'll see this. Another thing is I do a blog every Thursday morning. It goes out, and in the body of the email, it has this call-in information. And it's a question that somebody has submitted online, and then I answer it. And that's what I send out. Plus, it's a reminder. And then lastly, on social media, Ask Julie Ryan on Facebook, Ask Julie Ryan on Instagram, Ask Julie Ryan on YouTube. And I will post a note that'll say, hey, call in tonight. Remember to call in tonight with your question, and it'll have all the call-in information. So you will see it there as well. Also, when you're on my website, sign up for my blog. It's right next to the show information, and it says, sign up here for Julie's blog. And there's also a place there where you can submit a question, too, if for some reason your schedule doesn't permit and you don't have the opportunity to call in. For those of you that are in other countries than the U.S., email me at julie@askjulieryan.com, and normally I can give you an in-country phone number you can use that will be like a local call for you, whether you're in Europe or Australia or whatever. Now, we'll have to figure out the time difference, but that's easy. On my iPhone, it shows me what the difference is between different parts of the world and America, and I'm in the central time zone. But email me, and I will get you an in-country phone number to use, and then it'll be like a local call. So, and also you can submit a question online too if you don't want to be up in the middle of the night, if timing doesn't work for you. So sign up for my blog. And then lastly, when you're on my website, sign up for a private session. And then we'll have a whole hour to do a deep dive and talk about whatever you want to discuss. And I always tell people I'm a businesswoman that does woo-woo, and I'm a buffet of psychicness. So if you want to talk to your dead grandmother, we can do that. If you want me to scan your cat or scan you medically or talk to your spirit guides or any of that. And it's really fun because most private sessions that I do with people all around the world actually is they're really fun because we'll do a multitude of those different things. So come with questions if you have some, and we'll just see where it goes. But it's usually really a lot of fun and really informative too. So speaking of questions submitted online, and this was what I was alluding to with Brent earlier, I got a question from a woman named Mina, and Mina lives in London, England, in the UK. And she said, "Hi, Julie. I would like to ask about a health issue that I have. I have Hashimoto's thyroid problem. Could you please scan me and let me know what's happening? Also, I looked at the bookings for a private session with you and wanted to ask about the time zone difference." That's what I was just talking about. Thank you very much, Mina. And here's my response. "Hi, Mina. Thanks for submitting your question. The American Thyroid Association describes Hashimoto's thyroiditis as a, quote, autoimmune disorder in which antibodies directed against the thyroid gland lead to chronic inflammation. Initially, inflammation of the thyroid causes a leak, resulting in excess thyroid hormones, which is called hyperthyroidism." That's what Brent was just talking about. "Over time, the inflammation prevents the thyroid from producing enough hormones, which causes hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism, same thing. Symptoms include fatigue and unexplained weight gain. Hashimoto's has been," end quote. That was the end of the quote from the American Thyroid Association. I went on to say Hashimoto's has been getting a lot of publicity lately as supermodel Gigi Hadid has openly spoken about her experiences in dealing with this condition. Interestingly enough, it's estimated that 20% of us have Hashimoto's. I read one time that any country that puts iodine in their salt usually has an issue with Hashimoto's and thyroid. So I thought that was really interesting. Throughout the world, they said if you look at a country and you see they put iodine in their salt, then that means that they've got a Hashimoto's issue. I went on to say, in order to get a clear picture of what's happening with you, I energetically connected with you and saw in my mind's eye that your thyroid is very enlarged and inflamed, and also that your energy level is very low. This tells me you're most likely feeling fatigued a lot of the time. Next, I watched an energetic healing occur. Energy was applied to your thyroid and looked like a brilliant spinning vortex of light rotating in a clockwise direction. It eradicated the inflammation in your thyroid and returned it to a normal size of healthy pink tissue. And when I see normal glands and organs and stuff, it's just kind of like a light pink color, and that's healthy tissue as it appears to me. Then I watched your energy field light up to full power. This should help improve your fatigue symptoms. In addition, I noticed you had a substantial amount of mold spores in your body. Mold exposure can trigger an autoimmune response that affects the thyroid and causes Hashimoto's. Do you have a mold issue in your home or workplace? If so, I recommend getting it fixed because it's making you sick. By the way, I've seen over and over and over again with toxic mold that it can be a carcinogen. It can cause cancer in people. So if anybody listening has a mold issue, you want to get that fixed. And some information on that is moldymovie.com. If you go to moldymovie.com, you'll see a lot of information on that. But mold is some nasty stuff, and it releases these toxins into the air, and it can cause all kinds of problems, from thyroid issues to cancer to all kinds of bad stuff. All right, I went on to say now, here are a few additional things that can help. Number 1, read the book Hashimoto's Protocol, a 90-day plan for reversing thyroid symptoms and getting your life back by Isabella Wentz, PharmD. Dr. Wentz has cured herself from Hashimoto's and provides a program that can help you too. Go to thyroidpharmacist.com for more information. Number 2, be diligent about eating a healthy diet. Go to bulletproof.com/diet and download the free food chart. Eat what's on it. Research has shown what's known as gut permeability or leaky gut can have a huge impact on the body's autoimmune triggers. Number 3, consider getting your gut biome tested to see what bacteria, fungi, and parasites are residing there. A company called Viome, and that's spelled V as in Victor, I-O-M-E, V as in Victor, I-O-M-E, and go to Viome.com, offers this service for an affordable fee and will provide an easy-to-read report of their findings and recommendations for what foods can restore a healthy gut biome and immune system. Susie, if you're still listening, I see you're still on. You may want to check that out too. And Brent, you as well. Viome, V-I-O-M-E. Number 4, research and consider taking activated charcoal, a detoxifying substance that absorbs mold and heavy metals, as well as reduced glutathione, which is a detoxifying antioxidant, and it also repairs DNA. And then lastly, find a functional medicine physician who will find the root cause of your illness and help you heal your body. Go to functionalmedicine.org and enter your zip code. A list of doctors in your area will appear, and then you can choose one from that. And then I closed with, regarding scheduling a private session, just email me at julie@askjulieryan.com with a few possible dates and times. I'm in the Central Time Zone, which is 6 hours behind the UK, so early evening in London is usually best. I work with people throughout the world, and it's easy to connect through the phone. I was talking about earlier, I'll provide an in-country phone number to you, or we can use FaceTime or Skype. Hope this information helps. I truly believe you can and will heal your thyroid. So, timely subject. It seems like it's in the news right now because of this supermodel Gigi Hadid, who's bringing a lot of attention to it, and through her talking about it, it's helping educate a lot of people who may not even know that they have this condition. So let's go back to the phones, and I believe our next caller is Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Julie. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's good to speak to you again.
Thank you. You too. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
Just outside of New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. NOLA.
Yeah.
Yeah. NOLA. We love NOLA. For those of you that haven't ever been to New Orleans, it's its own ecosystem, right, Melissa?
Oh, yes.
When you get down there, it's just so much fun to be down there, and so interesting from a historic standpoint as well. I think it's great. So, well, how may I help you this evening? Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually here with my niece right now. You might hear her in the background.
Okay, what's her name?
Her
Brianna.
name is Brianna. She is
Hi,
11.
Brianna. 11.
Hello.
So are you in what, 4th grade?
No.
What grade?
5th.
5th. Oh, I see. So you're just really smart and you're in 5th grade.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Well, how may I help you?
Yes. Well, we were wondering if there's time for 2 questions. If not,
sure.
We were wondering, she wanted to know who her spirit guide is. And then if there was enough time, I would like to know if Tony, who you mentioned was my spirit guide, if he had any other messages for me.
Yeah, sure.
But we could start with her.
Okay. All right, Brianna. What I'm going to do, did you hear me earlier when I was talking to Mr. Brent, and I told him I was going to close my eyes and watch a laser beam in my head go from my body down and connect into his? That's what I'm going to do with you. Okay? So I'm gonna watch a laser beam come from me here in Sweet Home, Alabama, and it's gonna go southwest and hook into you in NOLA, New Orleans, Louisiana, or as the Southerners say, Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you say it?
I don't know.
How do you say Louisiana? Do you say Louisiana or Louisiana?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. There you go. All right. How do you say it, Melissa?
I say Louisiana.
Louisiana. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe it's just these lazy tongue people over here in Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
All right. So, Brianna, I've got you on my radar. There are 7 spirits that are called spirit guides that are behind you standing in a horseshoe shape. And they all look like versions of, have you seen the Harry Potter movies with Dumbledore?
Not all of them, but some of them.
Some of them. Well, you know what Dumbledore looks like. He's an old man. He's got white hair and a white beard.
Yeah, he kind of looks like...
Yeah, he kind of looks like a wizard because that's what he plays in the movie. And did you see any of the Lord of the Rings movies?
I'm not supposed to watch that.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a guy named Gandalf who kind of looks like that too. And spirit guides appear to me, Brianna, they just look like old men with white beards and long white hair, and they're all wearing white robes, bless you. And then they morph into whatever they looked like in the lifetime that corresponds with what's going on in your life now. So the main one always stands at your right shoulder. They're kind of the leader of the pack, leader of the group. So all right, well, the name came in already, and it's a spirit guide, and his name in the lifetime that he lived that correlates with what you're doing. His name was Stanley, of all things. So, Stanley. All right, Stanley, Stanley's from the UK. He lived in the UK in this past lifetime, and the year was 1956 is when he lived. So, all right, so why are you with Brianna this round in this lifetime with her? What are you going to help her figure out? Okay, so tell me what subjects you're interested in. Are you interested in math? Do you enjoy math stuff?
No.
No? What do you enjoy? Or do you enjoy anything? What do you like to learn about?
Science.
Science. Okay. Well, this guy looks like he's we're going to ask him here in a minute, but he kind of looks like an accountant or a banker kind of guy to me. He's got a 3-piece suit on is how he's appearing. So he's morphed from this Dumbledore-looking guy from Harry Potter into a banker with a 3-piece suit on. I mean, that's what he looks like to me. So why are you with Brianna? What are you helping her with at this stage in her life? He's telling me math again. Okay, so is math one of your worst subjects?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated math too. I get it. I understand. So he's helping you with math, okay, first of all. And he's saying that math, he was one of these guys in that lifetime that I would say is geeky, but just because I was bad in math, that things that numbers are the origin of everything, that everything is sequences of numbers. And so what I'm getting information-wise is if you Google, like, how do numbers affect things for instance, in science, what part of science do you like? Do you like stuff about animals or plants or the outer space, or what do you like in science?
Light.
There you go. Okay, so I want you to Google, when you get a minute, Google the numeric equations that deal with light. And I'll tell you a really cool site to go to where you can learn a lot of stuff on this is JPL. And J, P as in Peter, L as in Larry, JPL.org. And it stands for the Jet Propulsion Lab. And it's right next to Caltech in LA. And when I lived in LA, I used to go to lectures there all the time and learn all kinds of cool stuff from these brilliant scientists who were studying light and outer space and, rocket propulsion and God only knows what else. Okay, so go to jpl.org and see what you can find. But this Stanley guy is going to help you. There's something you're going to do in your life that I'm getting is going to combine science and combine math.
Okay.
Okay, but not math like, what are you learning? Algebra stuff? What are you guys doing in math right now?
Common Core.
Core, what's that mean? Common Core. Oh, okay, so I don't know what they teach for Common Core in 5th grade. What are you learning?
Hard stuff.
Okay, all right. All right, like fractions or algebra or probably fraction stuff, huh?
Dividing and multiplying.
Really big numbers.
Multiplying fractions, yeah.
Oh, my heart goes out to you. That was just painful. So I get it. I understand. But look up, I want you to Google light, numbers, stuff like that, see how it all correlates, and then I want you to go to jpl.org, okay, and see, or it's either .org or it's going to be .gov, probably .org, okay. but check both, okay? And you can talk to Stanley anytime, Brianna, and here's how you do it. You say something in your head or aloud to him, and his answer is going to be the first thing that pops into your head within a second. Okay, if you think about it for more than a couple of seconds, that's going to be your brain answering you. All right? So you can ask him a question, like if you're taking a math test and you need help, just say, hey, Stanley, help me with this. And, you can ask him a question even if it's like, help me with the answer. Help me figure out how to do this equation. And he'll help you. Okay?
Thank you.
You are so welcome. What a treat to talk with you.
Thanks.
You are most
Thanks.
welcome.
I took notes on all the things that you were saying.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So check that out. Help her with the JPL. That is really a special place.
I will.
Really,
I'm looking forward to looking into it.
Yeah. And Caltech is too, obviously, but they're both in Pasadena, California, and really cool places. And someday you may want to take her out there for a trip because I know you used to live out there. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you passed Caltech a bunch of times on the 134. Oh, and you know where that bridge is that is kind of near the Rose Bowl, but it's on the on the opposite side of the 134 freeway, where it has those. It's an old bridge and it has those old-fashioned lanterns that are light posts. Yeah, that's where Caltech is, and where JPL and all that is, right there. So I know you passed it a million times when you lived out there. Okay, all right. Yeah. So you're a spirit guide. Questions, and his name's Tony. Is that right?
Yeah, you had mentioned to me earlier that his name is Tony.
Tony. Okay. And so questions for him.
I guess if there's just anything general, like any messages for me, I don't really have anything specific that I can think to ask. Okay.
All right. Remind me what we talked about, that where did he live, in New York or someplace? Remind me. Help me remember.
Manhattan in 1921, and he was a history high school teacher.
That's right. Okay. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is hook into you, Melissa, and then we'll get Tony on the line, see what he has to say for himself. Okay, laser beam, got you. All right, Tony's standing to your right. All right. So anything you want Melissa to know? She's loved beyond belief. When she doesn't feel, tell her when she doesn't feel lovable to think of me and think of all of us standing behind her in a horseshoe. And that wherever you go, we're always with you. So are deceased loved ones and your guardian angel and others. So have you ever felt, Melissa, like you feel like you're unlovable? I think we all have that feeling at some point in our lives, or we feel like, nobody really wants to be around me, or, I'm not really, I don't really fit in, kind of a thing. Have you ever had that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's saying,
Oh, I was just going to mention, I was just struggling trying to make new friendships since I've moved back home. I've been back home for a year, and, most of my friends that were here have moved away, and so I don't really have anyone to connect with right now.
Right. Okay. So didn't he tell us before that you were going to do something with kids and with teenagers and philanthropic stuff? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, like charity stuff. I think that's going to be a great way for you to meet people and get involved in the community, and it's going to open up a whole new world. I sound like Jasmine from Aladdin, don't I, singing a whole new world. It's going to open up a whole new world for you. I'm dating myself. And then you can parlay that. All right, Tony, anything else you wanted to know? Okay, you're beautiful as you are. Always remember that, especially when you're, like hot and sweaty or whatever. My husband always, if I'm coming in from a walk and I'm gross and I'm sweaty, and he'll want to hug and kiss on me, I'm like, oh my God, look, I'm stinky. And he'll say, I don't care. I think you look beautiful. And I say, yeah, I appreciate that. So, okay, so he's saying that. What else? He's on this kid kick. He's on this teenager thing. You're really going to do something with teenagers. And didn't he tell us to get involved with the cathedral school or something, or there's a cathedral high school or something there in New Orleans?
Yeah, you mentioned something about Dominicans. Did you mean like the school called Dominicans, like school, or was it like Dominicans? I wasn't sure.
The Dominican sisters,
okay.
Not nuns, run the cathedral school, the grade school. But I don't know, is there a cathedral high school or something that's in New Orleans that there's something that has to, but it's high school. And he's showing me kids that look like they're in 9th grade, maybe 10th grade, young 10th grade. That's the age group that you're going to be involved with, doing something with them. And I'm seeing that it looks like it's a blend of maybe inner city kids and affluent kids, because I know the cathedral's down in the middle of the French Quarter. So people that are living down there, that ain't cheap, I know, for them to live in the quarter.
Do you know the content of what I would be working with them on?
I'm getting support. You're going to be a support system for them. So being involved in their activities, encouraging them, working with them to find what they're interested in. Not necessarily teaching them stuff, but being more of a mentor and encourager, and like an encourager-in-chief for them. And I think kids, well, certainly we all, but kids, especially high school kids, oftentimes really benefit from having a mentor who isn't one of their teachers at school and who isn't a parent, but they have somebody else who has had some life experience and some sense, and they can help. I'm a sorority advisor at the University of Alabama, and there are 450 girls in this sorority where I'm an advisor, and oftentimes they'll come to me and they'll just want to talk about whatever, their boyfriend or classes or their careers or their family stuff or whatever. And I hear so often, it's so nice to have somebody to talk to who isn't a parent and who isn't going to judge me, who can give me some advice. And so I see you in that role, just with younger kids than what I'm dealing with the sorority girls. Does that help?
Yeah. Is there maybe like a time frame on that, like within months or in the years?
Yeah.
Or?
As soon as you want to engage.
Okay.
As soon as you want to engage. And I think there will be a summer program that you can engage with too. And I think it will not only introduce you to a lot of new people, but it also can help you on your career path through the people that you're going to meet.
Okay.
So I think it's really exciting. Please call back in and let us know what unfolds.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, and then also, here's something else. Don't get too wound up about how it's going to unfold and what it's going to be and when it's going to be and all of that. Just you've probably heard me say before, follow the yellow brick road, make a step. So Google something, find out about the cathedral, find out about the Dominican sisters, because he's talked about that a couple of times now with you, and find it, figure that out, and then the next step's going to appear. The next brick on the yellow brick road is going to light up, and then you go to that brick, and then something else is going to appear, and your next brick's going to light up, and you'll go to that. So it may end up leading you to something that's completely random and not connected to this, but you're supposed to explore this to get on that yellow brick road. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
And part of the fun of the adventure is not knowing. I mean, really, if we knew everything and how everything was going to turn out, how boring would life be?
Right.
I mean, seriously, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I take those first few steps and then see what opens up for you. And if you feel like it's not moving in any direction, or you're not getting what you're looking, you're just kind of stagnated, then pivot, go someplace else, look at something else, and you're going to get inspiration, Melissa, and inspiration comes in the form of, it's just going to be a thought in your head. All right? And you're going to say, oh, maybe I should check this website, or maybe I should look into that. Follow that. That's going to be a brick lighting up, and then that's going to lead you to something else that's going to put you on your path, and it'll be fun to watch it unfold for you. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All righty. Thanks for calling. Please thank Brianna for calling, too.
Yes,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye, girls.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Okay. Well, perfect timing, because we are about to the end of the time allotted for the show. Remember to sign up for my drawing for my 100th show. And again, go to Instagram, Ask Julie Ryan. Follow me on Instagram. Write a review about why you like the podcast on iTunes at Ask Julie Ryan. And subscribe to my blog at AskJulieRyan.com. And then I'll choose a winner and announce it on my 100th show on Thursday, May 3rd, when we record that. Furthermore, if you listen to this podcast on whatever network, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeart, whatever, please leave a review about the show. And if you have suggestions, leave that on there, or send me an email at julie@askjulieryan.com of any suggestions you have of what you think we could do to make the show better and more enjoyable for you. And then that also helps other people find the show when you leave a review on whatever network you're listening to, whether that be iTunes or Stitcher or whatever. So with that, everybody have a great weekend and a good next week, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Twitter at AskJulieRyan and like her on Facebook at AskJulieRyan. For information on how you can ask Julie your question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.